Have you ever felt exhausted even if you have slept 7 or 8 hours per night? Or have you ever find yourself struggling to recover from workouts, lacking motivation to exercise, or finding it hard to lose weight during a particularly stressful period of life? Most people assume that they need a better workout or a stricter diet as well, or more willpower to reach their goals. But what if the real problem isn't your training or your nutrition? What if the missing piece is actually stress? So today we are going to talk on how stress can affect your workouts, your sleep, your recovery, your weight loss efforts as well, and your training performance, and why actually managing stress could be one of the most important things you do for your health and fitness. When people they want to improve their health, they normally focus immediately on exercise and nutrition. Those things are of course important, but there is a factor that often sits quietly in the background and can affect everything else, and this is stress. This is really relevant especially for women over 40 who often are juggling with work, family responsibilities, caring for others, finances, health concerns, and somehow trying to fit exercises as well into their already busy life. The challenge is that stress doesn't affect only the mind, it affects our entire body. And when stress remains high for a long period, it can influence how you sleep, how effectively you recover mentally and physically, how you perform in the gym or at home if you do exercise at home, and even how easy it feels to maintain healthy habits. So let's start to understand what actually happens inside the body when we are stressed. Stress is not automatically a bad thing. In fact, exercise itself is a form of stress. Every workout places a demand on your body, and when you recover properly, your body adapts by becoming stronger and fitter. But the problem occurs when stress becomes constant and recovery basically cannot keep it up. When the brain perceives a threat or a challenge, it activates what often is called fight or flight response. This leads to the release of some hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Cortisol online gets a really bad reputation, but cortisol itself is not your enemy. Cortisol plays a really important role in regulating energy, metabolism, inflammation, and it helps us as well to respond to challenges. The issue is not that the cortisol is present. The issue is spending too much time in an elevated state of stress without enough time to recover. Over time, this can affect, of course, multiple areas of health and performance too. And one of the first places that normally people notice this is with their sleep. Stress and sleep are closely connected. You might have experienced lying down in your bed and thinking of work, your family responsibility, finances, or everything that needs to be done tomorrow. When stress level increase, quality sleep often becomes harder to achieve. And when sleep quality suffer, stress level can increase even further. This creates a cycle that can be difficult to break. Poor sleep means poor recovery. Poor recovery means lower energy levels. Lower energy levels can affect motivation, exercise performance, and overall well-being. For anyone trying to improve their fitness or losing weight or simply feel healthier, addressing sleep and stress together is often more effective than working on one or the other one. But sleep isn't the only thing that stress affects. It also has a direct impact on how well we recover from exercise. One of the biggest misconceptions in fitness is that progress happens during training. In reality, training provides the stimulus. Recovery is where progress actually happens. Recovery is where the body repairs, adapts, and becomes stronger. When stress levels remain high for a long period of time, recovery can become less effective. You may notice that you are more sore than usual, your energy levels feel lower, your workouts they seem harder, and progress might even slow down. Or as well, your motivation to train starts to disappear. This does not mean necessarily that you should stop training. In fact, exercise can be a very good tool to help managing stress. The key is to match your training with your current ability to recover. Sometimes pushing harder can be the right approach, but sometimes the smarter things you can actually do is to focus in consistency while giving recovery the attention that it deserved. And this can lead as well to another area where stress often has a major impact, and this is weight loss. One of the most frustrating situations is that you might feel you're doing everything correctly and you are showing up, you are consistent, but still you don't see the results that you are expecting. Stress can be part of this picture. Now, stress does not directly stop fat loss. What stress can do is to influence behaviors that make weight management more difficult. When people are stressed, they are often more tired, their sleep quality may decline as well, cravings can increase, emotional eating becomes more common, physical activity often decreases, and motivation to exercise can drop significantly as well. All of these factors can make it harder to stay consistent with the habits that support weight loss. This is why improving recovery, sleep quality, and stress management can often help support with weight loss, alongside nutrition and exercise. If you want to take one thing from this video, is that stress affects sleep, sleep affects recovery, recovery affects performance, and performance affects long-term results. When you're not making the progress that you want, you might always look immediately to your training, to your program, and to your diet. But sometimes the missing part is not working harder. Sometimes is recovering better. You don't need a completely stress-free life to improve your health and fitness, but recognizing when stress is affecting your recovery can actually help you make smarter decision about your life, about your trainings, about your sleep, and your self-care in general. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do isn't to push harder. It is to give your body the recovery it needs to move forward. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and you find it helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!